election here till members of Congress get back into town. But Nancy Pelosi is talking pretty freely about this, telling USA Today it looks like President Trump wants a beaded curtain eventually rather than a cement wall. That doesn't seem like the kind of language you might use if you're looking to get a deal.
Well, it speaks to the lack of pressure that Democrats feel at this moment because they see a president who's essentially negotiating with himself at this point. Remember, it wasn't that long ago we were talking about $25 billion for a wall. That was part of a bigger immigration package that was being kicked around back in the spring. Now the president's talking about $5 billion for a wall. A couple days ago, he started talking about steel slats. Then there were these comments yesterday, a wall or a fence or whatever. Democrats essentially feel like the less they say, the president is already starting to come down on his demands here, although there are some X factors here, including this 115 miles of border wall that the president announced in a tweet on Christmas Eve he was ordering to be built somewhere in Texas. Nobody I could talk to at the White House over the last 2 days could point me to where that was going, who was going to pay for it, who was going to build it, any information. So Democrats, as you can see in a largely empty building here behind me, feel like that the president needs to come to them with an offer that will get the government back open. And they do not feel pressure to bend here. The pressure that Democrats have been seeing, if any, has come from the left, from progressives, from liberals saying, we don't want this wall, we don't want to win for this president, hold firm.
Garrett Haake there on the Hill. Let me get over to Hans Nichols, who's on the North Lawn of the White House. And Hans, the president had some pretty lengthy remarks related to this. And I think that the bottom line for him, shut down, dug in. That's it.
Yeah, it's clear the president wants to get something. Now, what he actually wants, whether it's a fence with slats or an actual wall, the president, when you listen to what he said in those remarks just a couple of days ago, it's clear that he's willing to keep the government shut down for some time.
I can't tell you whether